welcome back. I hope everyone is doing well. Let's get into another Deep Rock Galactic video. So today I'm going to be going over some sort of beginner tips and tricks. Now I'm sure I'm not the first one to do this. I'm almost certain I'm not the first one to do this. You know, the game's been out for years at this point, but I thought it'd be interesting to give a tips and tricks video from a beginner sort of perspective. You know, things that I most feel help me out after learning. You know, some people might give you tips after they've played the game for 700 hours of what they think, you know, but all that time ago, I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting, so let's get into it. So first of all, just mine everything. When you start, you maybe are going to look at all the different colours of minerals and materials, whatever, and think, well, I don't know if I need this, don't know if I need that. Just trust me, okay? Just get the pickaxe out and smack it a few times. If it's gold, hit it. If it's red, hit it. Green, blue, yellow, whatever colour it is, smack it with your pickaxe, put it in the mule, which is essentially the carry loader for you, and I guarantee you'll be helping your team. At the start, I was very much like, oh, do I take this, or shouldn't I take this, or, you know, do I take this? I was awkward about it, and then I realised, well, if I take everything, something's probably going to come in handy. So please, for the love of God, for your team, just mine everything you see if you can. Obviously, if it's up on the ceiling and you can't get to it, don't strain your back about it, but, you know, try and mine some stuff. Secondly, do the primary and secondary objectives, you know, unless your team's getting absolutely hammered. So each time we drop, there'll be a primary objective, which would be something like collect a certain amount of eggs or mine a certain amount of said material. And then there'll be a secondary objective, like, you know, collect Ebo nuts, which are exactly what they sound like, a confusing nut of some kind, I'm sure. Tastes pretty good, actually. And then it could also be something like, you know, kill some fleas or something like that. If you can, okay, instead of just doing the primary objective, do the secondary as well, because you get more XP, which means you're going to level up quicker, and so on and so forth. I don't need to tell you how beneficial it is to level up quicker when you are at a super low level, okay? So please, if you can, if you stood right next to a secondary objective and you know can help your team, just do it, okay? Simple as that. And I suppose moving on from there as well is let the host, okay? And you know who the host is, because if you look at the bottom left when you're in a game, the host will have a little sort of crown icon next to them. That means that they are the host of that server. Let them decide when and when not to call the dropship, to end the mission, you know, because very rarely I see a host that will only want to do the bare minimum objective and then get out of there, okay? Very rarely, but I don't know, they might be on a bit of a time schedule, they might have to go and just want to complete the mission. Let them decide, you know, they've launched the mission, so just have common courtesy, and if they want to leave, then let them leave. If not, sometimes you'll have a situation where there's kind of 3 of you dwarves kind of stood around, no one wants to press the button because they don't know if everyone's finished or not. The best thing to do, look at the button and rock and stone, and if everyone else rocks and stones, probably a good indication that, yeah, it's time to go. Right, next up, to help your team, okay, I'm going to give one example, one tip for each character in order to help that, okay? Bear in mind, I'm not a pro, but these are just from my sort of 10 to 15 hours at least on each character so far. These are the tips that I would give for each. So, the driller, shape the terrain for your team. Your drill is so much quicker than everyone else's pickaxe, so if you've got one of these missions where you have to kill a dreadnought, which is a big tanky enemy, then you don't want to be fighting it in a tiny little room. Open that room up, make a great wide area for your team to be able to run around, to be able to move, to dodge. I guarantee you're going to have such a better time with it. Then you've got the engineer. This is just place your platforms under high up minerals and materials, please. I see so many engineers that will like ping some nitro right up on the roof or one of the side walls and then do nothing about it. Just if you throw a platform under there, all of a sudden your scout's going to be able to zip up, grab the materials, get down. It makes life so much easier for scout users. When the scout itself is just get said materials from high up. I see so many scouts that will be collecting like floor ground materials, and I'm thinking the other 3 people on the team can do that. There's really no issue there, but not everyone is able to get right up to the ceiling and grab that gold or that nitro or that secondary objective. So please, if you're a scout user, look up instead of down. That'd be probably a better way to word that tip. As a scout user, look up once you land. Start pinging, start zipping, easy as that. And then the gunner. This one is going to sound stupid, it's just shoot things, okay, but not everything, okay. Target priority is such a huge thing in this game. As a gunner, you know, and I don't know the exact, DPS of all the characters, but as a gunner, it's pretty obvious that your job is to be killing things. But I see so many people playing gunner and killing the wrong things. Like, if there's a massive horde, don't get me wrong, if there's no other target, shoot that massive horde. But I tell you now, if there is a horde of, let's say, 15 big old spider bugs coming towards you, an engineer can pull out his grenade launcher and erase that entire swarm with one shot. It's as easy as that. But you know what everyone else can't do? And that is eliminate those big glyphids in, a quick fire time. They can't. It's just not going to happen. The amount of times where one of them big green acidic glyphids come at me and I've got stuck in a corner and I'm panicking. As a gunner, just start shooting the big boys if you can. If they're there, shoot the big guys. You will help out the team so much. And then your zip lines as well. Don't just throw zip lines in stupid spots. Make what I like to call the cross zip line. So do one zip line from the floor to one area and then go and do it from the other wall. Okay, almost like you're making a plus or a cross sign. This will give your team so much more mobility. Just trust me, okay? Try it out. You will not regret it. Right, this is a tip that I literally learned after about 30 hours, 40 hours of playing. On console, because this is all I know, on console you can turn directly behind you, okay? And I'm not just talking here like slowly turn. You can do like a quick 180 snap behind you. If you pull down on your left stick and click it in, your character will go from facing whatever direction they are to instantly turning around. I, at the start, couldn't get used to it. I thought it was a bit weird. But trust me, the amount of times I'm mining, right, trying to get up some high materials, I've been attacked from behind, I'm slowly having to turn. If you just click the button, you turn instantly, boom, wipe a little bug out, shoot him square in the teeth, spin back, easy as that. It's not going to be helpful to everyone. Some people are going to like the more classic old school slowly turn with your 6% sort of sensitivity, but for some people this is really going to help. And the last one, and arguably one of the bigger ones, is the dirt in the walls acts as a divider, a barrier between areas. Okay, I used to see a lot, and me especially, I used to see big dirt areas and think, oh right, well, it's just dirt in the wall, and I wouldn't mine it because I would think, well, it's not gold or it's not shiny, so there's no need to mine it. But no, if you see a dirt area, that means that there is a division. That means if you break through that little barrier, that little gap, on the other side there is going to be a new area, essentially. Most of the time your driller will get straight in there and open them areas up, but if you haven't got a driller, feel free to just start knocking it through yourself. Get a nice open area, make sure it is open, don't make it one of them super tight corridors, but yeah, then you'll have a super nice area that you can get in and out of in case you get in any trouble. And that's it. Well, I say that's it. I think the biggest and most important tip of all is just simply, if you don't rock and stone, then you ain't going home. That's the most important thing I can say. Seriously though, please just rock and stone everything. Oh, and don't leave. Okay, this is a big one. It's going to really grind at me. If you are in the drill dozer mission, once the head flies off of the drill dozer, you take the head back to the drop pod. If I've seen people genuinely throw this head away, you sick bastards. What kind of disgusting individual does that? Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you liked, feel free to subscribe. There's going to be so many more DRG videos coming soon. So, as always, I love you guys. No homo. I'll catch you in a bit.